the other way. Robert missed. Back to the wall and gone. Auburn's going to win the football game. You can feel the madness.
Alrighty. Well, today is the day. Welcome to the College Haven podcast. First episode, man. Like, goddamn. Oh my god.
Well,
Don't mind me dying a little bit, but
dang.
yeah, literally, I had like a tickle in my throat, so you know, it has to be fun. It has to be a funny start to the first episode, right? Anyway,
I mean,
but yeah, welcome everyone. This is like something that me, Bob, and LJ have been wanting to do for like a long ass time. So just the fact that we're finally doing it is fucking pog, and it was after 15 seconds of dialogue. So YouTube, don't kill me. So I guess we'll start with introductions, I guess, and because probably nobody knows who the hell you two are. So I'm gonna go first. I am.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know who you are neither. But anyway, I'm KoalBurna. I am a YouTuber with only 1,500 subscribers on YouTube. So we ball. I've been making shit for the past 10 years. Well, almost 10 years now, and I've been interested in the sports ever since, and I don't know how to really expand upon it, so you guys go next.
All right, so my name is LJ. I am a journalism major in college. I'm a Stanford fan, although I do not currently go to Stanford. I mean, that school is like ridiculously prestigious, but Stanford will always be one of my teams. You know, San Diego State's another team I root for as well. It's a great opportunity to be here.
Alrighty, Bob.
All right, my name's Bob. Real name's Ryan. Diehard Penn State fan, 2005. Just a huge sports fan. I love March Madness, love the playoff. Wait till we end up inevitably talking about the 12-team playoff. Who knows when that will be? I just love sports in general: baseball, football, soccer, football again. All different types of things. I can't wait to be a part of this.
Alrighty, cool. Alright, that was a pretty quick introduction thing. Let's see here. What do I have listed on here? Oh yeah. So obviously we're like a couple days away from like the bowl games and shit for football, and I feel like we should go over like each one in like in order in whatever, and then we'll just like voice our opinions and whatever. So the first one is the Bahamas Bowl, which is this Friday between Miami and UAB. So how do you guys feel about it? Like what are you guys' thoughts and everything?
So my thing about this one's kind of a hard one to go with. UAB, remember, played under a coach the entire year. Joe Clark resigned due to health issues. And Miami, Ohio kind of flummoxes around half the time. So for them to have had a decent enough season to make a bowl game is very good. So really the tale of this bowl game is one team that under Bill Clark in UAB was really successful, had a bit of a down their final before they moved to the American year. And then you have Ohio, who had a pretty average season, 6-6 overall, 4-4 in the. I'm excited that it kicks it off, though, but I don't know if this is going to exactly be a close game.
Interesting. Also, is it just me, or is your mic like cutting out a lot?
I hear it too.
It might be. I'm trying to play with it here. Let's try that. Okay, hopefully that makes it a little better.
Oh yeah, it's a lot better already.
Yeah, it's a lot better already. Nice.
God damn. Well, all right. So what I think about it, I barely know both of those teams. Like literally, like what's it? I only know UAB and Miami just from like hearing about it, about each team and whatever, and just how mid they are. So it's just like I don't know what to really think about it, but I'm gonna go for the underdog in Miami, Ohio, just for the funny of it. I don't know why, but I don't know. It would be funny if they won, but
I guess there is a couple notable results for Miami, Ohio. They played both Kentucky and Cincinnati and got bodied by both. UAB, they beat Scott Frost slaying Georgia Southern, and then got bodied by LSU. And they did almost upset UTSA, though, who dominated Conference USA this year.
okay. Interesting.
Also, looking at their stats, it appears that they actually have a great they have a pretty decent offense. I guess, 'cause apparently, according to the site I'm looking at, they have the 12th best rushing attack in all of football, 42nd in total yards. I guess I don't know how they divide all that. Like, I don't know if it's FBS or including FCS and all that, but
No, that it just would be FBS. They do try to keep the stats separate.
Interesting. Okay.
but honestly, not too familiar with either school. So
Yeah, me neither. Trust me. But let's see here. What's it? The next one is the Cure Bowl, which is one I'm really excited about for Friday. It's like UTSA versus Troy. Like that one's gonna be a good one, dude. I swear.
yeah,
Yeah,
like I'm actually looking forward to watching that.
yeah, really neat fact. This is the only bowl game that will feature two conference champions playing each other. The only other one we could get would be if in the national title game if Michigan and Georgia both win.
Dang. That's one way to go, I guess. That's cool. I didn't know that. But for this one, I'm probably going for UTSA, honestly. Like, literally, like, they kicked ass, like, earlier on in the season, so it's just, like you think that, like, UTSA would, like, easily, like, just dominate Troy. Although Troy is also really good, too. I just feel like that UTSA has, like, the edge on Troy, in a way. So
I guess my concern with UTSA is their defense, because they have an explosive offense. Like they have one of the best passing attacks in college football, but concerned about how their defense will hold up.
Yeah, the thing I'm most interested in this game is just seeing how if Troy can just complete the 1 year turnaround they've had. This was a team that they expect to contend for the Sun Belt every year, and they weren't doing that. Well, we make a coaching change, and their only two losses were to Ole Miss and a Hail Mary to Texas A&M slaying Appalachian State. So they've reeled off 10 wins in a row, and they've just been impressive all year. UTSA they've been good since they made a coaching change with 2 losses to Houston and Texas. So it's really interesting to me because these are two teams that are both on the up and up. UTSA is making the move to the American. Who wins it? Probably, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, non-New Year's Six bowl game of the season.
interesting.
Yeah, and even according to rankings, they're like evenly matched because Troy's 24 and UTSA is 25 in the nation.
They're underranked.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun matchup to watch, especially since they're also both conference champions.
Okay.
Honestly, ultimately, I'm probably just gonna go with UTSA.
I think I'm going to go with UTSA as well. I think this is going to be a game. I hope this game goes to overtime, but I just think UTSA is going to nick it out.
Alrighty. Okay, so the next one is the Fenway Bowl with Cincinnati and Louisville. I'm gonna say right away, it's gonna be probably Cincinnati, like by a ton, dude.
Actually,
I don't honestly, I don't even know what
there's a
Louisville.
really interesting storyline to this game. Scott Satterfield was the head coach of Louisville until last week. He's now coaching Cincinnati.
Yeah. I
I
forgot.
think
That's
it's called the Keg of Nails rivalry, because this used to be an old Big East rivalry. Oh my god, this is going to be amazing.
Dude, literally, I'm gonna go for Cincinnati on this one. Like, no doubt, Louisville's gonna get crushed, I imagine. But, but I mean, like, literally, both the football program and the basketball program are like in a weird spot. Honestly, like, I haven't followed Louisville's football team in a while, but I know that like what's it? Actually, let me look at their stats real quick before I say something bullshit. Like they got crushed.
Louisville,
What?
Louisville kind of turned it around as the season went along. I mean, it wasn't a great record, 7-5, but it was respectable. They did take a step forward compared to where they were really the last 3 years.
Well, yeah, and like their most notable win is with when they won against NC State.
Yeah, they were ranked at some point this season.
Were they? Like, I honestly,
Yeah, they were ranked until they lost to Kentucky.
Really?
Yeah, they were ranked 25th. Like, it was their first appearance all season, and they just couldn't score 14 points against Kentucky.
Dang. Like, I don't remember Louisville even being in the top 25, so I had no idea.
After they got their win over NC State, they put them in the top 25, and then they didn't handle Kentucky's defense. Their rivalry game.
Interesting. All right. Cool. We're on a good pace. Nice. So what teams would you guys even go for anyway? Like, I already said that I wanted to go for Cincinnati, but what do you guys think?
Well, I mean, I'm a Cardinal fan. Maybe I could be a Cardinals fan, but
I'm going to roll with I mean, this is a bowl game where both teams don't have their head coaches anymore. Cincinnati is going to experience some serious player attribution. A lot of those players are probably going to follow Luke Fickell to Wisconsin. So I expect this game to be closer than what most people think, but I think Cincinnati will win. But I'm just excited they're finally doing a football game in a 100-year-old baseball stadium, man. Let's go.
Nice.
They've been trying to have this game for 3 years. They finally are getting to have it.
Very wild. So you would be going for I kind of spaced out. So
I'm going for Cincinnati. Going for the Bearcats.
Okay. Yeah, I sometimes space out a lot. So like if you guys notice me like saying like a question that had already been answered, then you know why. Freaking autism moment, right? Anyway, I want to go through the Celebration Bowl, and then we'll answer some questions from like the from the podcast questions chat. Yeah. The next one is the Celebration Bowl with Jackson State and North Carolina Central. That one, I think it's pretty obvious who's going to win that one. So I'm just going to say it right away. It's going to be Jackson State. Like, there's no contest.
I mean, we said this last year, and Jackson State got upset. So I think this time around, though, Dion's going to be motivated enough to go out undefeated season. I mean, Jackson State, I think, was a team that could have been one of the last four standing in the FCS if the Celebration Bowl didn't exist. But yeah, I do think Jackson State should romp, but just got to keep that tidbit of what happened last year in the back of your minds.
That's totally fair. Like, damn.
Looking at Jackson State stats, I'm actually impressed. Like, they're number one in defense in the FCS. Like, they're number one in total yards and passing yards.
Yeah, like, I legitimately believe, like, Jackson State would have probably put up a hell of a fight against anyone that's made it to the Final Eight and anyone still standing today.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jackson State should have easily been in like the FCS playoffs, but of course, because of the Celebration Bowl, they just can't, which is a bit dumb, but here we are.
I mean, it is, but financially it makes more sense because they're getting $1 million, whereas they probably wouldn't have gotten close to that in the FCS playoffs, or they would have even have lost money. As I did research on that, because I was like, why? But that's why.
Interesting. I honestly didn't know. Oh, I didn't know that they like make like $1 million for doing that. That's interesting. Okay.
I mean, I see why they stick with it, with that in mind.
Yeah, I guess. Like, damn, that's understandable. Okay, let's see here. Let's see what people have questions about. Favorite player to watch this season from Zeke.
Favorite player to watch?
Who?
That's actually a good one. I can't think. Like, which player did I actually enjoy? Well, I guess Addison. I guess Jordan Addison from USC was a favorite player to watch because I've been scouting him because he could potentially be a Charger at the next level. So so he's someone I've been scouting a little bit.
Wild. I think my favorite was probably frick. What was his face? I'm trying to think of like
Blake Corum was another player I also enjoyed watching. Sucks that he got hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, he's out for the bowl game, isn't he?
I think so. I'm trying to think of like who I'm thinking of. I know he's like a TCU guy, but I forgot his name.
Duggan, the quarterback, or someone else?
I think it's him. I don't know. I'm trying to like look back. You know what? Let me just search it up real quick before I say anything.
What he's talking about, I'm going to do a homer one. The favorite player to watch on Penn State was I'm going to cheat. I'm going to say two here, but it was the duo running backs of Penn State, Katron Allen and Nicholas Singleton. They were only freshmen, and they looked ridiculously good. Penn State's going to have a very lethal running game for the next 2 years at least.
I guess if I was to go homer, one thing for sure is that one thing that indicates how bad Stanford's season was, I enjoyed watching the kicker more than anything else. Because Joshua Carty is probably the best kicker in college football.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with liking kickers. I mean, my God, before Matt Araiza fucking brutally assaulted a woman, we all enjoyed watching him punt. I mean, he could punt the ball 80 yards.
Yeah, I watched the Aztecs games too, and I enjoyed watching him punt, but then, things happen.
Yeah, then he did that. It's just like, no, he's not getting charged, but I just hope he never plays football again, because, brutal.
Okay, Max Dugan was the guy I was thinking of.
Okay, yeah, Max Duggan, that quarterback. That final drive was like, and the Big 12 championship game was amazing.
Yeah, he's pretty damn good, like, bro. What bowl game are you guys most excited for? That's a tough one. There's a lot.
Honestly, I'm looking forward to the Rose Bowl. I mean, I always look forward to it.
I was going to say the same thing because it's actually this year it's historically irrelevant because this is the last year where it's Big Ten versus Pac-12.
Oh, really?
Next year it's a semifinal, and then moving forward it's stuck in the 12-team playoff. So this is the last year, like, where we will genuinely get like either the first or second best team from each conference, unless they somehow meet in the playoff. But it's an end of an era this year when Penn State and Utah play on that in the Rose Bowl.
Wow, I did not know that actually. Hold on.
And that's another reason. Like, but ultimately, just a matchup between Utah and Penn State has always been intriguing to me.
First time they're meeting as well. It should be a hell of a game.
Yeah.
Let's see here. My favorite, the bowl that I'm thinking about going for. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of like which one that I'm most excited for. I think it was the Cheez-It Bowl. I think is the one. Yeah, because it's like the Sooners versus Seminoles. Like, dude, that one's gonna be pretty good. I'll say. Like Oklahoma.
I just like the name. I just like the name Cheez It Bowl.
We'll talk about that one more next week if we do one next week, or I'll post a preview of that one. But it's just, which Oklahoma do we get, man? Do we get the one that like got absolutely murdered by Texas, or do we get the one that can at least be competitive?
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see. Like I know that like Florida State's gonna be like picked like a lot higher than like Oklahoma, but man, Oklahoma did upset Oklahoma State, and nobody saw that coming. So just saying.
Oklahoma State fell way off at the end. It was like once Sanders got hurt, that was like GG. They just went from like 6-0 to 7-5, and didn't look good at all.
Exactly. Like, damn. So honestly, I think Oklahoma could upset them, but I'm not gonna be going for Oklahoma entirely. Like, but I wouldn't mind if Oklahoma won though. Like that would be pretty awesome and funny at the same time. Like I can't wait for James to like make a what happened video if Florida State somehow loses that. The memes would be glorious. Trust me.
And honestly, I'm disappointed in Oklahoma. I thought they'd have a better year under Brent Venables. Well, at least, not like a better year compared to Lincoln Riley years, but just, better year this year than they've had.
I mean, the thing with Oklahoma, and I know we're getting a little off topic here, but I mean, the thing about Oklahoma was Oklahoma under Lincoln Riley never had a good defense. It takes time, even in this era of transfer portal, to build up depth, to build up defenses and offenses, unless if you're Lincoln Riley, because then he could just build an offense at the snap of a finger.
It was pretty much what they did in USC.
Yeah, but it takes time, and there was major attrition at Oklahoma, and that caught up to them. I mean, they never left the era of the Big 12 football where you need to score 50 points to win because you're going to allow 49. They never fully left that area, whereas the rest of the conference kind of did, to kind of try and be more competitive, and it showed this year because they're trying to build that up. I think long-term they'll still be fine, but they just need to build a little more. They have a great recruiting class right now, I think top 10. So it should be all right long-term for Oklahoma, but there's going to be a couple more bumps, I think, especially before they join the SEC in a couple years.
Oh yeah.
I always forget. There's been so much moves going on. Like I've been more focused on UCLA and USC potential leaving. I forgot that Texas and Oklahoma are actually leaving for the SEC soon.
Well, right now Oklahoma has a number 4 recruiting class according to ESPN, so that's very good. They're doing a fantastic job recruiting. Fair play to Brett Venables on that. Higher recruiting class than USC, by the way, so they're probably excited about that.
Yeah, I mean that's always something, always, have a better recruiting class than the coach that left you. Although I can't blame Lincoln Riley for leaving. Like I'm pretty sure most people would leave if they had that offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. You guys want to keep on doing the bold predictions real quick before we move on to more questions, or?
Yeah, we probably, I think we're probably fine there.
I think we have a lot to get through, I think. I think we still have like 6 to get through, 6 or 7.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, let's go through the ones until next week or something. Let's see here. We got the Las Vegas Bowl with the Florida Gators and Oregon State Beavers. Let's see here. I mean, I kind of see Oregon State winning that one, but like at the same time, I feel like maybe Florida could pick up a fight here. But at the same time, I'm just like skeptical about it, really. So, what do you guys think?
Yeah. Oregon State, Jonathan Smith has done a phenomenal job with the Beavers. The Beavers are perennial floor mats in the Pac-12, and they went 9-3, were very well ranked. It's been a tremendous turnaround, and it's been building for years. Florida, I don't think is as bad as people might think. I know they got rocked by Vanderbilt, but
Wait,
really, Yeah, Florida got lost to Vanderbilt week 12.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I hold on a second. Really?
Yeah.
I know they beat Kentucky, but
Florida beat Kentucky. Florida. Yeah, Florida beat Kentucky. Oh no, Florida lost to Kentucky.
Vanderbilt beat Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, Vanderbilt beat Kentucky. Vanderbilt went on like a 3-week tear where they just like beat 3 teams they shouldn't have, and then they met Tennessee, who did very vile things to them. 56-0.
That's one way to go. um, let's see here. I honestly don't know who to pick for this one. Like, I could see Oregon State like easily going through Florida just like a ton. Though at the same time, Florida did upset Utah in week 1, so it's just like it could be like one way or the other. So
But one thing that's worth noting is that Anthony Richardson did declare for the draft, so he won't be playing in this game.
Yeah, I'm so surprised about that. That floored me when I saw that.
So we'll see how Florida does with a backup QB. Will probably be the starter next year.
yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm going to lean Oregon State in this one. I think Jonathan Smith's going to get the Beavers a 10-win season. Remember, they had a great season last year that kind of got marred because they lost in the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl to Utah State. But I think Oregon State is setting themselves up very nicely for the Pac-12 era post LA. So I think this is going to be a good spring step for Oregon State. I also think if Florida wins, it's going to be huge for them moving forward for them. Try to build some momentum under Billy Napier.
The fact that you have like all these names memorized is just something else, man. I can't name people for shit, dude. Like, goddamn. Like, bro. I'm thinking I'm gonna go for Florida, maybe. Like, I don't know why, but I just feel like that Florida may like pull off like an upset here.
Honestly, I see it being a high-scoring affair, but I think Oregon State will come on top ultimately.
I think it just depends on which version of Florida we get. Similar to what I said about Oklahoma in our last conversation. Do we get the one that could beat Utah, or do we get the one that's going to get rocked by Vanderbilt? No offense to Vanderbilt. God love the Commodores.
Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm thinking about a different team. I thought, okay, no. I for some reason, I always mix up Vanderbilt and Appalachian State for whatever reason. I have no idea why I keep on doing that. But, like, literally, like, they both have, like, the same color scheme and their logos are, like, somewhat similar in, like, shading and whatever. So it's just, like, it throws me off a lot. I don't know why, but it just does. Because, like, the only reason why I say that is because, like, I remember Appalachian State beat Texas A&M, right? Like, earlier on the season, so it kind of just reminded me of that, but for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm just rambling on at this point. Let's see here. And then we got the, God forbid me, the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl with Washington State and Fresno State. If it was just the LA Bowl, then, like, okay, whatever. But nah, they had to slap on Jimmy Kimmel on that. God forbid.
I still love that Jimmy Kimmel.
I remember last year the Arizona Bowl kind of did that. They added they slapped on Barstool Sports, or it was another bowl.
They still have Barstool Sports.
Like, it was one of those, like, they had the Barstool Sports Bowl.
I'll never forget when the Fiesta Bowl did Battle Frog, which is literally just like an extreme obstacle course.
Wait, what?
Yeah, one year the Fiesta Bowl had their sponsor. I think it was while they were trying to settle on a post Tostitos sponsor, was Battle Frog. It only lasted 1 year. I have not heard from them since.
Really?
Yeah, neat fact for you there.
Interesting. Hold on a minute. Let me look that up real quick, because,
I think it was 2015 or 16. It was in the playoff era.
Huh. Really? That's so weird. I'm so used to it being the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl, like the Verbo Fiesta Bowl is what it's named now. So I'm like thrown off by it now. So what the hell?
Oh yeah, Verbo left the Citrus Bowl to get the Fiesta Bowl.
I don't know why, but I just heard like some fizzing noise for whatever reason. But whatever. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked.
Yeah, we are.
Like big time. All right. Anyway, picks. I'm going for Fresno State. Honestly.
Yeah, Washington State hasn't been consistent to my liking. Like you'll get a team that demolishes teams like Stanford, but then
I think Washington State's going to pull this one out. I do like how Fresno State's played the last 3 months of the season. They had a really rough start, got red hot, was able to beat Boise State at Boise State to win the Mountain West. But the thing I always like about Washington State is, and this was an era under really Mike Leach. They kind of had it under Nick Rolovich, but they have it still under the new coach. They're just feisty, and I really think Washington State's going to pull it out here. I think their 7-5 record is a little misleading against them.
yeah, that is also true because they are a hard fighting team for sure. Like they bounced back against Oregon when they played them this year and only lost by 3. And probably could have won if it weren't for a few mistakes.
They were by far the best of the rest of the Pac-12.
Yeah. They were a few mistakes away from beating Utah as well.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Like literally, the only reason why I'm going for Fresno State is the fact that that Washington State got like absolutely crushed by Washington back in like rivalry week. So I just feel like that Washington State might get thrown off by that in a way. So it's just like I don't know. I don't know how
Honestly,
their
that's
history
being
goes with like Fresno State too. So
But-
it's just like I don't know.
Honestly, I'm still going with the Fresno State Bulldogs just because they have all the momentum. Because again, they they fought hard to be in this situation because they had a slow start, but then they've won their last 8 games, and I think they're going to continue on with Washington State.
And like Fresno State also won the Mountain West Championship, right? Or was
Yeah,
it-
yeah. They beat Boise State in Boise.
Yeah, and Boise State is Boise State, so there's that. So okay, let's see here. Next one is the Lunning Tree Bowl with Rice and Southern Miss. I don't know any of those teams. I'm just gonna put it right away. Like, dude, I don't know any of those.
Only thing I know about Rice is that Luke McCaffrey transferred there and plays wide receiver, and their head coach used to be Stanford's offensive coordinator. That's really all I know.
So you
about
want
Rice.
to know a neat fact. I think the bowl number spots were 82. 82 spots for bowl eligible teams. 81 got the 6 wins. The one team that did not was Rice. They got in because they have the best football grades out of every 5 and 7 team in the country this year. Rice is a perennial format, and Southern Miss has been a sleeping team really the last 5 years. I don't really have a whole hell of a lot to add on this one.
Dude,
Go Owls.
I'm gonna go for Southern Miss. Like, I don't know any of those teams, so I'm just gonna go for Southern Miss. I don't know why. The record is better, so I don't know.
I mean, it's kind of what you do when you don't really know either team too well. Just
Yeah, just go
Like-
for the one that you feel like is least ass. So okay, wait, and your what were your thoughts, LJ?
honestly, I guess I mean, I'm just gonna lean towards Southern Miss. The thing I know about Rice is that they're usually the first team that a top FBS school plays against in the beginning of the year to demolish them, and then only time I see them.
Yeah, I think they got murdered by USC to
Yeah,
start this year.
they got murdered by USC to start the year. And I remember like back in 2015, back when Stanford was good, they played against us and we demolished them like 70-0 in Australia or something like that. Like that's all I know about
Alright.
Rice is like they're just a team that, gets fed to a top team in the beginning of the year.
Huh, interesting. Okay. So, two in favor of Southern Miss, so write that down. The New Mexico Bowl with SMU and BYU. That one's a tough one for me. Like, I remember looking at it at first, and like I was originally going for BYU entirely, but I don't know. Like, I feel like SMU could probably be good too, but it's hard to pick like entirely. But
SMU has a high scoring offense that's kind of hard to write out. When they played against Texas, that was the most ridiculous game that I watched highlights to when they won 77-63 against Houston.
damn.
I think that was the highest scoring game in FBS history. Not sure though, but
Yeah, it was, I think. Yeah, I mean, they lose Sonny Dykes, and then they just keep rolling with offense. BYU just kind of, I mean, they upset. It's the highest in regulation. It was the highest in regulation.
highest in regulation, probably more
Yeah,
like
someone Zeke just pointed out it was because I think LSU and A&M was like 74-72. So
I guess that game went to 7 overtimes. So like
yeah, BYU, anyway, back on this, BYU just kind of slummocked along. I mean, when they upset Baylor, I think a lot of people thought, oh my god, BYU is going to be awesome this year. And then after that, it fell apart. I mean, they got blown out to Liberty, who got bodied by New Mexico State and UConn, bodied by Arkansas, bodied by Notre Dame, bodied by Oregon. I mean, it just... Their best win beside it is Baylor, and Baylor was just 7-5. So, I think SMU is going to be in a pretty good spot here.
let's see. I like SMU in this matchup because this isn't necessarily the same BYU team that I'm used to seeing.
And not only that, remember SMU almost upset TCU week 4.
Yeah, SMU has got one of the, they got one of the best offenses in all of FBS. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going for BYU on this probably, but you know what's funny? The fact that like some breaking news just came out like literally just now. Literally, like the UC regents have like approved UCLA's move to Big Ten.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised by that decision. I would have been floored if they decided to strip UCLA from going, but so we officially have USC and UCLA to the Big 10 in 2024.
And of course, they had to like wait to approve it until this broadcast had to come in, huh?
Hey, no ratings for us.
Yeah, they waited for us to start this up, and then yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna. I wonder how the Pac-12 is gonna respond. Like, I'm wondering who they plan on adding. Like, I've been hearing rumors of San Diego State, but nothing's really quite gone there. I've also heard rumors of. I've heard of rumors of Fresno State as well, but haven't heard much there either.
I mean, real quick. I mean, I think the Pac-12 might just stay at 10. I don't see any teams besides maybe San Diego State and Boise State, but I think both those schools. I mean, both those schools have been flirted with in the past. I think they'll. I wouldn't be surprised if they just say we're going to stay with 10. We like the 10 we have.
Well,
I don't know if any team in the
back
West.
to the Pac-10, I see.
Well, we're going back to the Pac-10, boys. Back to 2010, or I guess 2011. I think Colorado joined in 2012.
Yeah, I think so. But
it was 2012.
The 2012. Yes, the year that we thought the end of the world was gonna come, but it didn't. Never forget.
We've had a lot of close calls, it would appear, but that's off topic.
Yeah, that is off topic. But you know what? Fuck it, we ball. What's it? Okay, next one is the Frisco Bowl with North Texas and Boise State. I'm going for Boise State on that one. That I think that should be pretty obvious. Like, I don't know. Like, I haven't heard much about North Texas, but I don't know. I feel like Boise State has this pretty easily. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree. North Texas just fired a Seth Luttrell after their Conference USA championship appearance. Really just disappointing error there. Boise, I know they just lost the Mountain West championship game, but this is a team that I felt like as the season's gone along has played much better. So all signs point to a Boise victory here.
And North Texas, they have good offense, but they have absolutely no defense whatsoever, and I just don't see them. They're not going to be able to stop Boise State, I don't think. So I think Boise State's just going to run away with that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I agree.
No doubt at all in my mind. Next one is the Myrtle Beach Bowl with Marshall and UConn.
Oh,
Honestly, I want UConn to win. Like, I'm rooting for UConn because, like, I can't remember the last time they were even bowl eligible.
Dude, literally, the only reason why I'm going for Marshall is because they beat Notre Dame. So I'm like, yes, bring in the chaos, man.
But with that, I don't think UConn can win, but I want them to, but I just don't see it.
yeah, I think UConn's offense is a little too stagnant for them in this one. I just think people kind of like Marshall. I think took 2 bad losses in a row after that Notre Dame game, and everyone just forgot about them. By the way, the last time they made a bowl game, if I'm looking correctly, was 2015, the St. Petersburg Bowl against Marshall.
Wait, St. Peters? Are we talking about the same St. Peters?
No, St. Petersburg, Florida.
Wait, oh, why did I hear St. Peters? Oh my god.
Yeah, St. Petersburg.
It's
They got from March, buddy.
the bird.
Yeah, that's a bowl game that does not exist anymore, apparently. So, or if it has, it's changed its name.
Damn.
But yeah, I'm just gonna go with Marshall. I mean, I want UConn to win, but I just don't see it. I mean, but hey, I'm glad UConn is back to being a 500 team again because it's been a while. I got some love for the Huskies.
Yeah, you want to talk about a team that's been bodied by the by realignment? It's UConn, so it's always nice to see them get back to it. I'd love to see them pull an upset on the teal turf, but I think it's going to be Marshall.
You know, props to Jim Mora for doing this in just his first year as a head coach of UConn.
Alrighty. The next one is the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
I love this bowl game.
It is Eastern Michigan and San Jose State. I'm just gonna say it right now. Fuck Eastern Michigan. I'm going for San Jose State. Yeah, fuck Eastern Michigan. Fuck them. No.
You're at 85 minutes out, someone's dropping an F-bomb, and then Cole just drops 5 in a row.
Like, dude, like, I'm still bitter about that one game with ASU and Eastern Michigan. I'm still bitter about that. Like,
You're upset that they got Herm Edwards fired? Why would you be upset about that?
I'm not upset about that aspect. Just the way we lost though was just terrible. Like, dude.
I would literally be praising them like, thank you, Eastern Michigan, for freeing us from the hellscape known as Herm Edwards. Oh, we're free. Now we have Kenny Dillingham. Oh, yes.
I know that I appreciate them for that, but it was just like everyone was like absolutely shitting on ASU for that loss though. That's the thing. Like we have not gone back ever since. Like
I mean, I was shitting with them before that game, but okay.
like there's like goods and bads about that loss, but anyway. I'm getting sidetracked, but anyway, yeah, I'm going for San Jose State because it's San Jose State. Come on. What do you guys think?
Um, it's San Jose State, they went through when one of their players was tragically killed. They went through some mourning, and they came out of that kind of rough. They went 3-2, but no real convincing wins. Obviously I'm rooting for them just in that aspect. But Eastern Michigan, the only team they finished second in the MAC West. The only team they finished behind was Toledo, who won the MAC. Who, spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about next. Neither team's really has any statement wins. No really bad losses. Whenever Eastern Michigan does lose, they do seem to get absolutely bloodied. San Jose State seems to keep it close, so I'm kind of inclined just to take San Diego State. I mean, not the San Jose State. Sorry, I was looking at the San Diego State game. But yeah, I think San Jose State can pull this one out. But I will not be surprised if Eastern Michigan does win this one. This is a very low confidence score if you play that style of football. I mean, bowl mania.
Yeah, I'm going with San Jose State as well in this matchup.
Very straightforward. All right. Okay. And then Bob just spoiled it too. The next one is the Roof Clay Boca Raton Bowl with the Liberty Flames and Toledo Rockets. And from what I'm looking at, the odds are 50-50. So I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm not surprised with this one. Liberty was playing really well, and then they got buzzsawed by UConn. And then they just fell apart. And their head coach, Hugh Freeze, left for Auburn. They made an excellent hire with Jeremy Chadwell or Caldwell. I forget his last name, but the Coastal Carolina coach. Excellent hire, but that's for next season. Toledo struggled a little bit, but got rolling, and I think they ultimately ended up. I think they were favored to win, but I called them winning the MAC an upset because I had Ohio winning that one. So it's a team that's trending downward versus a team trending upward. I think this one's Toledo's.
Interesting.
I'm just.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
So I'm just gonna go with Toledo as well. I'm just gonna go with Toledo as well because from the games I remember, because when I was looking into them, it's been a while, but when they were scoring a lot of points. Their defense, looking at their defensive stats, they're good in some areas but bad in other areas. But ultimately, I'm gonna stick with Toledo to pull this one out over Liberty, especially since Liberty did lose their head coach. And I don't know who the interim is currently.
I don't know. I mean, the interim, it's hard to pay attention. As soon as they hire the new coach, it's so hard to follow. And also, of course, if you're Nebraska, where your interim head coach this season, literally the week after they hired Matt Rule, got arrested for assault. So.
Oh my god.
Literally the week after.
That is just wild. I couldn't imagine, but anyway. Okay, and then the last one, at least on the last bowl before next Wednesday, is the R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl with Western Kentucky and South Alabama.
The sneakiest double-digit win team, South Alabama.
Yep.
They went 10-2, and they almost beat UCLA.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they did. They lost by, I think they lost by 1 point.
Yeah, it was 1 point. They needed a last-second field goal. UCLA needed a last-second field goal to win that one. The only other loss they had was a 4-point loss to Troy, 10-6.
Huh. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna also go for South Alabama. I barely know
I-
Western Kentucky, so it's just like I don't know.
Kentucky has some good, like they haven't really beat anyone of note. But they have a couple of nasty losses to Indiana. They lost to both Troy and UTSA, and then they got drubbed by North Texas and drubbed by a really bad Auburn squad. So I'm inclined to take the Jaguars in their best season since they've made the move up to FBS a decade ago.
Interesting. What were your thoughts?
Also, but I mean, I'm ultimately going to go with South Alabama, but it wouldn't shock me if Western Kentucky was to pull this one out because one thing about them is like they always seem to have, they always seem to have explosive passing attacks. Because didn't Bailey Zappi come from that school too?
Yeah, Bailey Zapp came from Western Kentucky. They are like just
And he
they're
broke
like
every
super
passing
fly
record.
areas for
Yeah, like they're just
39
they're
passing yards a
explosive.
game.
Like they're fourth in total passing yards per game. But ultimately, I'm still gonna go South Alabama because they have those impressive wins.
Interesting. All right. Okay, so those are all the bowls that are like before next Wednesday. So I think we could just stop the bowl talk from here, maybe. At least.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, let's go through some of the questions that people have asked while we were rambling on. Favorite team to watch this year? I think,
Well, definitely wasn't Stanford. I mean,
If
as a
you like
Stanford
to watch
fan,
Stanford, you're very sadistic and need some help.
like, I remember watching the Washington State game on stream, and I'm like in a VC, I'm like, oh man, we just getting demolished by them. Like, yeah, I'm only watching this because I hate myself.
Yeah, you have some self-esteem issues you need to take a look at.
yeah.
I kind of want to cheat. I want to give one from each of the Power Five. My favorite ACC team to watch was actually North Carolina.
Oh, the Tar
Because they had such a good offense, but such a shitty defense that every game was close, and it was just so fun to watch. Like, yes, it's going to be 63-61, North Carolina! They allowed 40 points in the fourth quarter and still won! My favorite Big Ten team to watch, I could be really sadistic and go with Iowa, just because of how bad their offense is. But I think my
you like
favorite...
watching 1940s football.
Yeah, my favorite team in the Big Ten would probably have been... I would actually say, in terms of like if you want to watch a consistent team, it's Michigan. I thought Michigan was very consistent year out from start to finish. A couple glitches here or there, like they had some struggles against Maryland and then Purdue in the Big Ten championship. But the one that had the highest ceiling for was Penn State. Penn State looked good against everyone but two teams. And when they looked bad, and it was hilarious to watch. The runner-up there would probably just be Rutgers, just because of Greg Schiano and the meme of Rutgers. But the thing about that, the Big Ten was very boring to watch this year, and I think you guys can agree with me on that.
Yeah, like...
The Big 12? TCU, no doubt.
TCU,
No doubt TCU.
by far.
The Kodiak game.
They're probably one of the most fun teams to watch in all of college football, if anything.
I mean, when they had to like rush out the field goal unit with a running clock with 13 seconds left, that was just otherworldly. And he just kicked it right down the middle like it was nothing. Like, okay, cool. My favorite team to watch in the Pac-12 would have been Washington, actually, because I think they had the sleeper aspect. And I don't think a lot of people realized how good they were. And I still think they're slightly underrated.
Okay, I think. Oh, sorry, go on.
Go ahead. If you, I was about to jump to the next one, but go ahead if you want to elaborate.
Oh, Nah. I was gonna say like what my favorite was. My favorite was James Madison. I think. What was James Madison. Like literally, like they were like pretty good. Like for like the first couple of weeks, and like didn't they beat like Coastal Carolina or something, or like who did they beat?
Yeah. They were briefly ranked. They started like 5-0, got into the AP top 25, and then they like lost 2 games in a row. And then they got hot again, and then their final, like next to last game, they played Coastal Carolina and dropped them 44-7.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like literally,
If this wasn't their first year in the FBS, they would have made the Sun Belt Championship game, by the way.
man, like if only did. Like goddamn, they're really damn good. But literally, I don't know why like James Madison was like such a kicker for me. Like I don't know. It's just I just like seeing James Madison like be successful and shit. You know what I mean?
I think we enjoyed watching a team make the jump to FBS and be immediately successful, like going 8-3 or 9-2, like they did. You don't see that very often. It's like Appalachian State was really the only one in that last batch of schools to come up that just had success immediately.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see that. And my favorite SEC team to watch was just Tennessee, Alabama being second, because those two teams could put up points and they were always in nail-biting games.
That is very true. Very true. What about you, LJ?
For a team to watch this year? Well, I mean, I could say, I watch a lot of Pac-12 football, so most of my answers are probably going to be Pac-12 teams. Like, I enjoy watching Washington a lot this year. A lot of their games seem to be pretty competitive. Even we were relatively competitive. We were more competitive than the final score said it was. That was for sure. Which has been kind of the case for some games for us in Stanford, but yeah, Washington State too was also a fun team to watch at times. You know, the Apple Cup was a fun game to watch until everything just kind of collapsed towards the second half. And then USC, as much as I hate them, sometimes they're fun to watch because they have no defense whatsoever, so their game is always going to be an offensive game. Like, their game against Arizona was very fun. Arizona was another team, too. Like, Arizona, you know, they run that crazy air raid offense. Every game that they're involved in is ridiculously high scoring, and they even got an upset win over UCLA.
Yep, I agree.
Like, again, Arizona was definitely another fun team to watch. Like, anytime their game was on TV, I try to watch it.
Cool.
Their quarterback came from Washington State.
Cool. Alrighty. Okay, so Tyler asks, where do you see the Heisman finalists going into the draft?
Well, so key thing to note: 2 of your Heisman finalists are not going to the draft. Well, one is Caleb Williams is ineligible.
Yeah.
And
then
Bennett, I don't know if he'll get drafted.
I mean,
Bennett will get drafted, but I don't think he's going to be viewed as a top prospect.
I think he'll just be like one of those quarterbacks where he'll just get drafted and just kind of float around the bottom of depth charts.
Yeah, like he'll be like that one Alabama. He'll be like that one Alabama quarterback that I can't think of.
AJ McCarron.
That one him. Like, he reminds me of AJ McCarron in a lot of ways. He's kind of like AJ McCarron 2.0.
Yeah, Max Duggan, I think, will probably be a mid-round pick. Again, same deal. I don't think he's got a whole high ceiling. I think he'll be good, but not great. CJ Stroud's a top 5 pick.
Yeah, and I could ultimately see CJ Stroud being the number 1 overall pick to the Texans, depending on if they go quarterback or not.
I think the Texans will. I think Bryce Young would be the pick.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bryce Young seems to be
potentially Bryce Young too.
Yeah, he seems to be the guy for the Texans, especially after the Deshaun Watson incident. So you know how it'd be. Let's see here. Whiteout PSU says Rose Bowl predictions. So Rose Bowl is like Utah and Penn State, right? So
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna go for the chaotic route and say Utah might win that one. I don't know why, but literally,
I think either one would be chaotic.
like literally, Utah somehow beat USC by like how many, like 14 or something in the Pac-12
Yeah,
championship. So
Yeah, and it was crazy because like it looked like USC was running away with it. It looked like USC was taking care of business. Like we were in chat saying like, man, is Utah just trying to intentionally lose so USC gets us path to the playoffs? And then boom, Utah just completely took over that game and took care of business instead. A complete turnaround.
Penn State's the key for this game for Utah is just keep your offense going. You have a good enough defense as long as your offense. If your offense performs how it did against USC in both games and not like it did against Oregon, I think Utah will be fine. But this is also a very good Penn State defense you're going up against. And for Penn State, the key is not to fall behind. Use your elite rushing on first and second down and allow Clifford to be the game manager that he is.
Right. Okay.
Another reason why I was intrigued by this matchup is because honestly, Utah and Penn State kind of are similar to me. They always seem to have a similar playing style, especially on offense to me.
That's true. That is very true. Let's see here. What other questions are there? There's team that had the biggest choke during the season. Oh boy.
Where's that one at?
Well, I could say Stanford had a big choke this year. It wasn't like we blew a big lead, but there was like less than a minute left in the game against Oregon State. You know, we were up like I think 26, 23, whatever. And then I thought we were actually going to get our first win against a real team at that point because this is before we upset Notre Dame. So I'm like, all right, well, looks like we're about to win here, and then nope. Next, a miracle. A miracle happened, and their wide receiver lost our DB and just took it to the house for a walk-off touchdown, pretty much. And
yeah, I think the biggest upset, the biggest choke was it'd have to be USC against Utah. I mean, this is a team that just their bad defense, even with Caleb Williams, like he tried his damnedest to keep this team alive, and the defense was just way too inept. I can't say I'm surprised, but they just needed a mediocre defense. Probably gets the job done and gets them the win. You could throw Clemson in there as well because if Clemson beats South Carolina, they'd be in the playoff right now. So,
and then Oregon also had a big choke in their matchup against Oregon State.
Yeah, Oregon choked that one. If they win that one, they're in the Pac-12 championship game instead of Utah.
Yeah, like Oregon had a big lead, and next thing you know, Oregon State pulls off a win despite their. And I don't even know how many passes completed the quarterback had in that run.
Not that many.
Very little. I think you didn't even have that many passes completed in that run, where they just scored 20 unanswered points.
I'm gonna be real. I think the biggest one was this one game. LJ, you might want to plug your ears for this one. I think it was San Diego State and Fresno State when they played. Like literally, San Diego State had like a what was it, 22-point lead or something in the third quarter, and then they absolutely choked it in the end of the third quarter and fourth quarter. It was bad. It was seriously bad. It's literally I could feel the pain from San Diego State fans. My God, it was awful. It was so bad.
Oh, I have another one. Let's go with LSU and Florida State. That was a choke because all LSU needed to do was make an extra point to send it into overtime, and instead they just got it blocked instead. That was a choke. because they were in a position where if they were 10-2 going into that Georgia game, they could have made the playoff if they won. Oh yeah, that's another one. LSU and Texas A&M. There we go.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, like I don't even know how that happened, honestly. Well, actually, I'm not too shocked. Kind of saw A&M actually getting the upset, but man.
Oh yeah, Auburn and Missouri. Lofty just mentioned that one to me. That was bad for Missouri because all they had to do was hold the ball as they were crossing the line, and then they win the game. And that probably ends Brian Harsin right then and there while there's still an athletic director there. That win probably bought him like a month.
Is it just is there like a static sound coming from someone's mic?
Might be mine. I don't know.
I think it may be from my end. Not sure.
Oh yeah, it sounds like it.
Let me try to fix that.
Yeah, I was hearing that sound and I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" Anyway, what were you gonna say, Bob?
I was gonna say one question. Oh yeah, Tennessee struggled as well. I mean, their choke against South Carolina. I mean, if they win that game, they're in the playoff.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, Tyler posted a question just about hold on a second. Just about Lance Leipold in Kansas, the job that's been done there.
I mean, that was an impressive job. I mean, how much more to say?
Even though that they cooled off and dropped to 6-6, I still think Kansas is going in the right direction. And the good news was, it looked like Lance Leipold was going to. It looked like at one point the Wisconsin job was either going to be Lance Leipold or Jim Leonard. Obviously, Kansas cooled off enough to where it wasn't going to be Lance Leipold, and obviously we know they went with Luke Fickell. But I mean, he's done a tremendous job there. I'm very excited for the future of Kansas. I think they're going to position themselves very well moving forward. I think they can win maybe not win the Big 12, but at least continue to be competitive and not be the format they have been since 2008.
Right. Okay, let's see. Other questions there. Thoughts on the Sac State and Incarnate Word game? What?
That was fantastic. That was an FCS quarterfinal game.
That is a game I wish that wasn't hidden behind a paywall. Damn you, ESPN, for that.
I just didn't watch the game, and I really wish I did.
Yeah, that game was hidden behind a paywall for most people, and I'm that the one, the other FCS game that wasn't hidden behind a paywall was just a complete blowout. The Bobcats of Montana State just took care of business. But
the other FCS games weren't that close.
But this game was just an absolute explosion.
Yeah, what's bad though is that they made two onside recoveries, recovered both, and then still lost the game. Just
like that has
Incarnate Word has a phenomenal offense. And they're gonna have to have that offense against North Dakota State. What, I think next weekend or this weekend?
Something like
that.
Yeah.
Yep, against North Dakota State in the Fargo Dome.
The Fargo Dome.
Damn. Fargo though go crazy though.
And one more question: best non-New 6 bowl game matchup. There's two answers here. The normal answer for me is the Cure Bowl, or we can now add the Real Quest Bowl. Just because in memoriam of Mike Leach. However, we're gonna be sadistic with this one and go with Kentucky, Iowa.
Oh my god! I mean, yeah. If you want to watch old school football where there's absolutely no scoring whatsoever, you might see soccer. You might see soccer numbers.
You might see a 2-0 scoreline.
Like, you could see soccer numbers in that matchup. Real talk, I think the game I'm looking for the most is definitely the Troy game. Like, you get like 2 winners.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see here. What other stuff do I have written down here? I want to see something real quick because I saw something like while we were like doing this. Oh, okay. They came back. Okay. Earlier I saw Jackson State was like leading Mississippi State in basketball by like 10 points or whatever. And I'm like, bro, no way. Like literally Jackson State is like 1-8 in basketball right now, and Mississippi State is 9-0. So like the fact that like Jackson State even had a lead in the first place is just crazy. Like, damn.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it's always nice to see the younger, the smaller schools try and push the Power 5 ones. But yeah, for Mississippi State, they're just also. I think the entire campus is going through a lot, losing Mike Leach like that. So I'm not surprised they also had that slow start tonight.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate, I'll say at least. Also, okay, I think I might as well talk about like the top 25 in basketball right now. Let me pull it up real quick before I say anything. Okay. If the website would load, that'd be awesome. Here we go. So at the current moment, the top 5 in the top 25 is Purdue, Virginia, UConn, Alabama, and Houston. Honestly, that's understandable. Like, Purdue is, like, pretty damn good, I'll say. Are you guys existent?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, Purdue definitely was a sleeper team from the beginning of the year, but so far so good. It looks like they might actually improve on that Sweet 16 run they made last year before they got upset by the Peacocks.
Yes, the Peacocks.
One thing I always love about March Madness is there's that one Cinderella team that makes a deep run that nobody expected to.
Bro, first
I just really want to see them make it to the Final Four.
yeah, I really wanted St. Peter's to make it all the way, but here we are. It is what it is, I suppose, but yeah, it's whatever. But it's nice to see Virginia doing good again, like especially after like what happened like last month, I think. Like Virginia is like pretty good right now.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, the basketball team's doing a whole lot better. I mean, that campus got rocked just as badly as you could say Mississippi State's going through right now, San Jose State. UConn, it's good to see them finally being elite in basketball again. Texas, there's a big question around the Longhorns now. Will their coach have a job?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah, I haven't, like, I've heard a lot of stuff about it, but I haven't read too much into it, like...
I mean, he's arrested on a third-degree felony right now, so...
Christ.
Damn.
Domestic assault, so...
What the hell?
So we'll see if he can get a job back or not, but he's suspended indefinitely. It might not happen, because that would be just cause to fire him.
Yeah.
And that's a shame, because he was a damn good coach, but I mean, you should never lay your hands on another person like that, especially over something so like minuscule as someone breaking your reading glasses on accident.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's what caused the start of the fight. As they were passing their glasses, they broke, and he got pissed about it.
Bruh, what? What? That
Yeah, man, like you're really gonna throw your whole career away over some reading glasses.
that's
Yeah,
just,
basically.
that is just depressing, honestly. Like, bruh, what the hell? It's
Another thing on the coaching front, Sean Moe, now the head coach at Xavier, will not be punished for the role of the Arizona recruiting violations. So he is in the clear now.
oh, wait, what? Huh?
Yeah, that was just like announced like either like late yesterday or today. He will not be punished or anything like that.
That okay. I have nothing.
Don't ask me how. Don't ask me how he pulled that off, but he pulled it off.
Oh well, it is what it is, I guess. uh, Speaking of Arizona, they're number 9 on the AP pool, and I'm like, bleh, screw U of A.
Well,
Anyway.
when will ASU be ranked?
Yeah, dude, don't get me started on ASU, dude. Literally, we should be ranked right now, like, dude.
Because at this point, I'm convinced they're a basketball school.
I mean, they're an 8 seed according to Joe Lunardi. I mean, they'll get there eventually if they could just keep winning their games. I mean, there's some pressure on Bobby Hurley there to get them back to the tournament, or else come March, instead of talking about dancing, Arizona State could be talking about trying to get a new head coach.
Dude, I like, dude, we literally beat Michigan and Creighton. Like, come on, we should be ranked by now. Like, this is like a bro moment and a half, dude. Like, damn. Like, just don't get me started on that shit, dude. Just don't get me started. I'll go on for like an hour, dude. Like, literally, there's like so many reasons why we should be ranked by now. Like, dude, it's fucking crazy.
I mean, the issue is with how many Power 5 teams like only take 1 or 2 losses in conference. It's kind of hard to jump in. They just need to keep winning and then keep winning in conference.
I mean, we already got like 2 conference wins with Colorado and Stanford. Speaking of Stanford, LJ. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we're not a basketball school, so we're not a men's basketball school. I should reiterate. I mean, we're a women's basketball school, but we're not a men's basketball school.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, bro.
You know, we have a great women's program, but
Is it just me, or did Gonzaga like fall off so hard? Like, did?
I mean, to be fair, Gonzaga's recorded so many like 1 seeds in a row, like, and they did have some player attrition. But I mean, it happens. It does happen. I mean, you can't be the top 5 team every year. You will take a step back occasionally. I mean, they're still a very good squad. They're not one I'd like to play come in March Madness, but really, I wouldn't be too concerned with Gonzaga yet. It's if they start losing in conference. That's when I'd start to be concerned.
I guess so. It's just like I'm so used to Gonzaga like being like all the way at the top and whatever, and like people like dick riding Gonzaga all the time too. It's just like, bro, it's like literally it's just I don't know how to really explain it, but it's just Gonzaga is like always good for like a while, but until the Elite 8 and Final 4 comes around, they like blow it.
that's always been a joke about Gonzaga. Like, they have a great regular season, but then they died down every time they're under lights. Like,
I can't say they're like perennial choke artists, because I mean, they do better. Like, they did pretty well, and like whenever they made the championship games, except for the Baylor one. That one was just bad. That one was just bad.
Baylor just that game was over before anyone knew it.
Yeah. Like, damn.
Now, last year, you can make the argument that, like, yeah, they fucking sold it really early in the Sweet 16, because they did. They should. There was no reason why with that regional they shouldn't have made the Final 4. But alas, I mean, that's another issue with March Madness too, and it's one reason why Gonzaga has been floated around to potentially join the Big 12 as well. I haven't heard much on that lately, but I know that was going around that they could join as like a basketball only school.
Right. What's it? So the new teams are on the top 25 are Wisconsin, Virginia Tech, and Miami. I haven't really gone into Virginia Tech and Miami, but Wisconsin, I can totally understand being in that spot. Like.
Yeah, Wisconsin. Greg Bird was under a little bit of pressure there. This is a team that kind of's been sliding a little last couple years, so it's kind of important for him to have a really good season, or else he could end up like Paul Chris, that was the old football coach, and not have a job.
Yeah. Like, dude, I swear Wisconsin is as much as I don't really like Wisconsin because of the Bucks. Wisconsin's still a good team though. What's it? Maryland dropped down from 13th to 20th. Then Illinois dropped to 18th. Ohio State has gone up to 23. The ones that are like receiving votes but are not in the top 25 yet are Memphis, Charleston, Marquette, Iowa State, Arizona State, UNLV, and Xavier. Honestly, Charleston should be in the top 25 by now. Like, dude, like, same thing with Arizona State and Marquette. Like, all three of those are like top 25 worthy, dude.
It is so good to see a school from a small conference like the SoCon being competitive and almost being ranked, and I hope they can keep it going long enough to get in the top 25. It's going to be hard to stay there, even if they do continue to win, just because of Power 5 bias. But early results tell me Charleston could maybe be a Sweet 16 team if they can pull an upset.
Yeah. Like, dude, Charleston is like so good for like no reason. It's like what's even their record right now? Charleston basketball. Let's see what their record is real quick before I say anything. 10-1. Like, goddamn. Like,
things we like to see.
True. Like, literally, their only loss was to North Carolina. Like, bro.
Yeah, now North Carolina's unranked now.
Yeah, that's true. And like their biggest win was to Virginia Tech, which they beat them by 2 points. So that's something. And then what are some other notable wins? They beat Richmond and Davidson as well. And then the current game right now is with Stetson, and they're beating them by 10. And then that's like the only other notable one I can really think of. So like the rest of them are like either no names or just just no names, like teams I've never even heard of. Like freaking like what's one that I've not heard of? A Monmouth, and then there's freaking Stony Brook, I think is how you.
Oh yeah, Monmouth, Stony Brook. Monmouth. That was the school where John Morant came from, I believe.
Really?
If memory serves me correctly, I could be wrong on that one. Don't hold me to that one. Murray State. Okay, thank you, Zeke. Yeah, it was Murray State, but Monmouth's had some very good basketball teams in the past. I can't remember if they've upset teams, but they've done a lot of good work. Monmouth's one of the better mid-major basketball schools.
Huh. Interesting. While we're on the topic of basketball, UCLA and Maryland is tonight. UCLA's ranked 16 and then Maryland's ranked 20. Who do you guys got for that game anyway?
I'm gonna go with the Bruins.
That's it. Just the Bruins.
I mean, I mean,
I really don't have much to say. I just think Mick Cronin's done excellent work with the Bruins in his time there. And I think experience with him against first-year coach there. Maryland just changed in coaches. I think it'll be enough for UCLA to pull out the W.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm also gonna go for the Bruins on this one, but at the same time, it would be funny if Maryland won, though. Like, it would be such a meme. But
that's just a shame I can't watch the game.
oh yeah, because you got work after this, right? So rip.
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah, I'll be watching my community college play basketball though, so there's that.
Huh.
Hey, that ain't bad.
I just collect tickets and watch the game for free, pretty much.
Hey yo, that's literally my job, but for Phoenix Rising, dude. Like, dude, it's so damn cool. Bob, you got an interesting job, or is it like a skill issue job?
Skill issue. I don't have anything as interesting as that.
Damn, that's sad. What even is your job anyway? Out of curiosity.
I do accounting work at my old alma mater high school.
Oh. Okay, so definitely a skill issue then. All right. Imagine. Okay, what is some other stuff? Let me look on hockey real quick. Let me see what's been going on with that. Okay, nothing of note actually. That's unfortunate. Actually, well, yesterday Notre Dame beat Penn State in hockey. And then I'm like going through the list and like it's hard to like really pick. And then today, well, not today. I'm losing stuff to talk about. Come on, guys, you gotta help me out here.
I mean, we've been going for 90 minutes here.
I mean, considering we've gone through like 90 minutes so far, is like really damn good, though. Like,
Yeah, and
bro.
I mean, I do have work in like 30 minutes, so.
The Big 12 being stacked. I guess two questions from Tyler, and then I think we can wrap it up for the night. Favorite Final Four city in the next 8 years? Easy. Las Vegas. They've never gone there before.
I think
Las Vegas and college sports. A lot of betting.
Yeah.
It's
Already, yeah. I think Vegas and Arizona are like the best spots, honestly, for Final Four locations and whatever. Like, I don't know why, but the Southwest are like really damn cool with like with sports stuff. Like, I don't know why, but it's just it is. And then the last one here is thoughts on the Big 12 being kind of stacked in basketball currently.
I mean, that's nothing new. The Big 12's the best.
It isn't big. I mean, I'd imagine Big 12 is usually stacked, like, because Texas Tech and Kansas are always powerhouses. And then Baylor won. Baylor won the whole thing not too long ago.
Oh yeah, that is true. That is very true. Yeah, like literally, I haven't heard much from Baylor ever since then. Like, that's the funny thing about it too. Like, Baylor just kind of showed up and like won it all and like dipped. I don't know why. Well, not dipped, but like you guys know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it would be funny if they won again. Like that would be awesome.
I think the Big 12's again going to be the best conference, and even without Texas and Oklahoma, I mean, they're adding perennial.
It always seems to be Big 12 or ACC that just.
Also, don't forget they're adding Houston next year. So if you think Big 12 basketball is going anywhere with Texas and Oklahoma leaving, sorry to disappoint. That's not happening.
Honestly, of like all the teams in the Big 12, I could see Kansas winning it all again, maybe, and then well, either them or Texas if like Texas somehow like gets their shit together with like the whole coaching
Yeah, I
thing.
mean, yeah, like if they get their coach back, that is. But look, it may be a long shot, depending on how much more details get revealed.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not holding my breath on that one.
Yeah, it's really hard to really predict it all, but so whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. But okay, and I think that wraps up the questions. I think because nobody else has submitted anything.
Yeah, I'm sufficed with the questions we got. By the way, Kansas is trying to be the first men's basketball team to go back to back since Florida did it in 2006 and 7.
Really? Huh.
So we'll see if Kansas can make a history and end a little bit of a drought,
Yeah. Like.
or if any one of the other like 358 schools can win.
Yeah. Like that would be pretty neat, actually. Like, that'd be cool. I would like that. It'd be neat. Let's see if there's like any last second ones. I'm hearing like a buzzing noise again. I don't know if that's just me or.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, no, it's just my computer being stupid. Okay, whatever. It's just the second time it's happened. Is that normally never happens. Anyway, okay. You guys got anything else to talk about, or should we just wrap it up here?
Go Argentina! They're gonna win the World Cup on Sunday. Messi gets his trophy.
Dude, that game is gonna be so good. Like, I'll try to wake up early for that, but like, I'm not gonna count on it. But you know.
Yeah, it's 7 a.m. your time, I think. So.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to see if I can like wake up early enough for that game.
I will see if I can stay awake. If I was to wake up early enough, if I can stay awake, that'll be the challenge.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, the World Cup, man.
Yeah. Quick little fact about the World Cup here. I know this is more college, but France has made of the last 7 World Cups. France has made the final 4 times, and have won 2. So we're gonna see if they can make it 3 on Sunday, or if Argentina can get their 3rd World Cup. Either way, the winner's getting their 3rd World Cup. So I'm just excited for a good game.
Yeah. Yeah, I was originally gonna go for Morocco if they somehow moved on to the finals, but like we already know what happened and France won, so I'm like,
Yeah, these finals weren't that close. Argentina just laid waste to Croatia, and Morocco just ran out of gas.
Yeah, if only, like the magic was real for a minute, but.
Hey, I mean, best finish ever for an African squad, and they'll play on Saturday for 3rd place. So, we can watch Morocco play one more time and see if they can get a bronze medal.
Bruh, they better get a bronze. Like they're really damn good. Alrighty.
All right, yeah, I'm good on my end now.
Oh, while we're on the topic of soccer, let's talk about let's real quick talk about the College Cup that happened the other day, like with
I didn't get to watch that.
Like, dude, that game was like back and forth the whole time. Like, literally, like it was hard to tell if, like Syracuse could like win it, but
I thought Indiana was gonna sneak that out in the end. They had a lot more momentum than Syracuse in that extra time, but. Glorious thing about penalty kicks, anything can happen, and they very clearly did.
Yep. And
for Syracuse.
Yeah, Syracuse got their first in program history, so that's cool. That's neat.
They get a star above Otto the Orange.
We love the orange.
Things we love to see.
Indeed. Like, damn. LJ, you got any things to talk about? Or
Nope. All I know is I have to get ready for work soon, but
damn. You guys just
Yeah.
wanna like end it off here or something for tonight? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch
hopefully I can go
and
longer in the
do
future.
this again.
yeah, dude, like next week is we should be pretty cool with with more of like an idea of what else to talk about too, because like, you know, the bowl games are coming up, and then like basketball is also like heating up now, so that's cool. And okay, I might as well do a closure right now while we're at it. If you guys want to like, if your guys are watching on the on YouTube or whatever, we would highly recommend you to join the College Haven Discord server, which will be in the description of the video. And it's like mostly because like, you know, it's a cool ass server, but like if you guys want to watch these podcasts live, then you can go on the Discord server and just watch it from there. Just like, you know, you could see it in real time, which is based, so you know, it's always cool. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm not really good with closures or beginnings of stuff like this. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I guess we'll see y'all next week for the next one, and we might be getting like a fourth podcaster too. So keep an eye on that. And yeah, that was pretty much it. I seriously don't know how to close a freaking podcast. I don't know. Bob,
Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next week, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
yeah, and go Orange.
See ya.
Simone now the other way. Robert Mess back to the wall.